Hello and welcome back to our UE5 C++ tutorial series. In the past two episodes we went through how classes are set up and what do U properties and U functions actually do inside of our classes. So in this episode we're going to go through or start going through at least some common nodes that you use in blueprints and show you how to do them in terms of C++. So starting off today, we're going to go through the print string, a very useful tool when you are debugging your game. I'm going to go through and showcase how you actually print any sort of information to the screen. So let's jump straight in. So one of the most common nodes that we find using is for debugging purposes, and that's the print string node. So our job today is to show you how to go from creating a print string node like this to creating one in C++. So let's take a look at how this works. So I'm going to go over to our Visual Studio and I'm going to look at the act we made last time. And in here, I've got this set up to call on value calculate this function here. And in here, I'm going to take it to print string. Now to do a print string, you need to do a couple of things. First of all, you need to tell the engine that you want to do something to the screen itself for debug purposes. So you're communicating to the engine itself. So I'm going to do G engine, which we can spell it right, and then you do the arrow identifier, and then here you can do add on screen debug message, and open your brackets. And in the brackets here, you've got a few things you've got to provide. Firstly, you've got to provide is your key. So this is a unique identifier that determines that you make sure you don't get any duplicates appearing at all. This is something that you don't see actually in the blueprint node version of it. So this is something that's unique to this. So just put -1 here for this case. That's totally okay. Next, we're going to put in the how long is it going to display for, and this is going to be a float. Now, when we're typing in floats, we're going to have to put in 10.0f, indicate that it is a float. Okay. Then the next parameter is going to be the color you want it to display as. Now you can put in some RGB functions to get an exact color you want, but for debug purposes, not really messing about too much with the color. So all we do is use a struct that's already in the engine. We'll call it f color, and you do double colon, and this is a struct that will get hold of a constant in that struct, which in this case is going to get us a color. And this constant we're going to call is red. So it's going to get the color red from f color. If you want a full list of the colors available to you already as a constant, just search for f color into the UE4 documentation, UE4 or UE5 documentation, and you'll see a list of the available constants there. And lastly, we've got the message we want to show. And so here we can put in some text we want to show. So text, and in brackets, and in a comma, in the colons, speech marks, so quote marks, and we want to put in hello. Okay, and that's all you need in order to print out a string on the screen. So once we've done that, you're going to save it, and I'm going to go back to my Unreal and hot reload it with this button at the bottom being up our hot reloader, and that'll go through that process and be successful. So now when I overlap my object here, it's going to calculate value, which is in turn going to call that function on value calculated, and it's going to make our print string appear. Let's hit play, walk over here, there you go, hello. There you go, and that's how we do print string. So let's go back to our print string and take a look at what we did here. So what it's doing is we're getting the class of GEngine. Now GEngine is the class that's created by the engine when it first runs, and it has access to loads of useful functions available to us. And if you ever wondered what those functions and variables are, you can just go to the documentation for the UEngine class on Unreal Engine's docs website. And in here, you'll be able to scroll down and take a look at all the functions that are available to you. So here we've got all the variables, and you can see you have access to all of these. And if I go down further, you'll see access to all the functions. Okay, so we can get the world contexts, You can get the other debugging things in there. There's a whole host of things in here. Okay, it's a large amount. So if you're ever curious about where something is, try looking here first, especially if it's something that you think like the whole game should really be aware of. Okay, so bear that in mind when you are looking around for this. So what that's doing is we're taking a look at the G engine, and this modifier, the arrow modifier, is just saying get the function of that engine. So this is a pointer. G engine is a pointer, so it points to the actual class of the engine itself, and this is how you access any function or variable inside that pointer. So we're using this to access the memory of it, and we're reading the function add, or calling the function add on screen debug message. And in here you're setting up your parameters like so. And you should, if you're ever unsure, just hover your mouse over the function. It will tell you what those inputs actually are. You can see int 32 is a key, float is time to display, f color is display color, constant f string, and debug message. So it's a basically what text you want to show. And you got some extra ones as well. So not all of them are needed, whether one's overloaded or not. Overloaded is when you have basically another version of the same function, but with extra parameters. And the extra parameters in this case are the boolean for new on top, whether that's true or false. And you can also set things up such as where it is in the world, okay? On the screen, sorry. There you go. You can now use print string like you would if you were doing blueprints. In the next episode, we're going to go through casting and showcase how to do casting in terms of the C++ side of things. So you can watch the next episode right now over on patreon.com/Ryan Laley, where you can find all my videos early before everyone else. Massive thank you to all my patrons and YouTube members for their continued support in the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.